What's up, everybody? We are back with another live takeover of the Ad Podcast coming to you from beautiful Cannes, France at the Sport Beach Stagwell activation. And we have some amazing guests for you guys today. Ali Cornford is the managing director of the New York office of 72 and Sunny. And we have Geoff McHenry, who's also the chief strategy officer of New York. Thanks, guys, for coming on. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. So, New York, some booming momentum and growth, a little bit of Murderers Row action on
Great way
taking
to say
taking down new client wins. So tell me, what's been going on and what's been your secret sauce?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really exciting, call it 16 months, 2 years at 72 New York. We've benefited from a lot of organic client growth, which we love, but also, excitingly, a lot of new business. We've had 6 new business wins since this time last year.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Most notably of which was Panera and Mass Mutual, our most recent AORs. And with that, we've been able to hire some incredible new talent across all disciplines. So we've actually increased our headcount by 60% since this time last year. So tons of momentum, a lot of growth, and really excited with the new leadership team in place with Geoff and then Juliana Cobb, our head of creative as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to talk a little bit about the Panera debut work? You know, we've got a little artifact from
Clutch.
the Met Gala here with us, the
It's
Croissant
Clutch. Well
Clutch. Which I think is appropriate for Cannes. So, but do you guys want to talk a little bit about the work?
I would love to.
Yeah, let's go.
I think when Panera came to us, it was a really interesting moment where they were really looking for a place. Panera has so many great memories for so many people, and a lot of what we wanted to do is bring back a lot of that organic energy and make the brand feel contemporary and modern and energized. And so, from the very beginning, the thing that we were trying to figure out was how can we tap into this high quality, high value food that Panera serves and serve it up in a culturally relevant way. And this insight we found, which was really interesting, is that when it comes to value, it's actually less about money than ever before. When you think about steakhouses, they actually get really high value scores because the occasion meets the expectation of the consumer. So for us, we were thinking if there is a way to showcase the consumers that any time that any dining occasion they had, that we had a meal for any need, any desire, any want, they can go to Panera for that.
Not just free endless coffee.
Exactly. A food for any mood, if you will.
I love that.
And so when we tapped into that, we landed on this really compelling proposition of it just meals good. So any occasion, any moment, and you can look in the work from father-daughter conversation, to dad catching up with the kids, like right before they're about to go in a big moment. All of these different things were really, really great to make it human and very customer-centric stories. And so we've been excited to tell that through the films that we put out earlier this year, and then bringing that into cultural activations such as this Croissant Clutch that you can see here. Yep.
Food meets fashion at its best.
And it's amazing. And, we've got a little pocket here for the croissant sandwich and all that
fully
good
insulated, so you could actually put
So
the croissant toast inside. Yeah,
Absolutely.
functional and fashionable.
Absolutely, which we debuted at the Met Gala. So we're trying to help the brand continue to get into culture, but also paying off all these high quality, kind of high value cues as well.
I love that. And Ali, you guys are so good at identifying those cultural moments to bring a brand into a relevant, earned conversation, leveraging creator culture to do that. So do you want to talk a little bit about the larger strategy with Met Gala? I know you guys did some activations, not only with Panera, but also with 1800 Tequila.
We did, yeah.
So what's special about the Met Gala, and why does 72 and Sunny like to use that as a playground or a tapestry to paint?
Yeah, I think for us, it is a cultural moment, but doing something that is still authentic to a brand. So not just showing up for showing up's sake, but doing something that's really back to the brand ethos. So for 1800 Tequila, we worked alongside our friends at Proximo and at Brand New, and we created the first ever tequila diamond.
Wow, that's
which
fun.
was made into a beautiful diamond brooch that Janelle Monáe then wore on the red carpet. And really that was back to 1800's brand ethos, which was all about an obsession with taste. So it felt like the perfect moment to show up on the red carpet in that way. So for us, it's, yes, we want to be in culture, but we want to do it in a way that's authentic to our brands and our partners.
Yeah, I love that. Do you want to talk a little bit about Mass Mutual? I think that was an interesting account win because it came with no pitch, right?
It did.
The best types of account wins are the ones without pitches.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I think that talks to a few different things going on in the industry right now. One is just the lot of agencies are even trying to identify like participating in pitches. Is that is that the right strategy moving forward? Is that a contemporary way to approach new business? But I think also relationships matter.
They
Branding
do.
matters when it comes to branding your agency. A big reason why I think this activation that we're sitting at is so successful is Stagwell has really, and 72 and Sunny with Sport Beach has really, in 3 short years, pretty much become the it place to be, the activation that lines are queued out in the front, down the Croissant to get in and down the Palais to get in. So do you want to talk a little bit about, what you guys have done to invest in 72 and Sunny as a brand in the industry to be able to have that type of reputation where you can win accounts without a pitch, but also the importance of relationships and why that was a differentiator as well?
Yeah, do you want to?
Yeah, I can jump in a little bit.
Please.
I think one of the things that I think is really special about 72 and Sunny is we are a value-based organization. And so I think from the very beginning of when we work with the clients, we walk them through our core values. And, one of those values being hard on the work and being kind to each other, and the other about being a learner, not an expert. And I think that's incredibly helpful for the Mass Mutual relationship, because in those moments from the very beginning that we met with these clients, we knew that we were values aligned. We knew that they had an incredible mission of wanting to make financial planning as essential as going to the doctor.
Sure.
And when we were getting onboarded onto the business, as it was a situation where in this category, they were such a depth of knowledge, and we were just soaking it all up from the very beginning and trying to find those right solutions and testing and learning a lot of things along the way. And I think that's the nature of our relationship with any client that we have, is that there's going to be high collaboration, there's high trust, and there's high respect, because we want to be able to build a relationship where we can be honest and where we can be transparent with each other. And with Mass Mutual from the very beginning, we felt that from the first meeting. And as we went through the work, we continued to know that it was a partnership. Like you said, relationships matter, and we've been able to manifest that during our time with them as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the work?
Yeah, I was going to say, the only other thing I'll add as well in terms of collaboration is Mass Mutual and Kristen Lane, Jen Hollern and the team, they built an incredible in-house creative department.
Yep.
And it was really amazing to watch our team collaborate with them to bring this new campaign to life. Which just debuted. So it debuted last week during the NBA Finals, which is exciting. Our first campaign with them to date. And we found a really interesting insight that financial planning, it can be very stressful for individuals. It can be really onerous. It can also just be something that's really personal. And so what we wanted to do was put together a campaign that leaned into the reassurance that you can get from working with a financial planner and from all of the great tools that Mass Mutual offers. And we also wanted to do a campaign that was really tonally different for the category, more accessible, more fun in nature. So we brought that to life over a series of films, both for B2B and B2C. And they're quite fun. They're, stuffed animals talking to you. We've got sculptures in an art museum talking to the advisor. So a really nice way to break through in the category and do our first campaign together, and many more to come.
Financial services is an invisible product. It's all about feeling.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
so it's really hard to sometimes stand out in that.
And we love the
category.
line we ended the spots with. The feeling is Mass Mutual was a really nice kind of way to
I
tie that all
love
together.
I love that. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. All right, we're at Cannes. A big part of Cannes is the Young Lions program, bringing the team out here to shepherd and mentor the next generation of creative voices in our industry. What are you guys doing at Cannes this year to, bring 72 and Sunny's next generation of creative leadership and team to the forefront in developing that culture of creative mentorship?
Yeah, I mean, we could talk a little bit about what we're continuing to do at the agency as well.
Better,
And I would say one of the things that we've been trying to do, especially with younger folks, is, like you said, create that runway for the next generation of leaders. And a lot of that stems from allowing them opportunities to continue to level up in their career development. I think the way that I've seen, kind of across the industry, we're at this moment where you want clients who want direct access to senior talent, which is amazing. But at the same time, we also want to create moments for the next generation to be able to have those at-bats and have those opportunities. So with some of the ways that we've continued to kind of reshape and kind of redefine the agency, we're building kind of organizational models that really allow the next generation of leaders to have more ownership opportunities. And we think that's really important, because I think, at least for myself, and I'm sure Allie and many of us getting into this industry, you really learn when you're on the job and by
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
It's
it's
training by osmosis.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so as we get back into the office, we're shoulder to shoulder with our compadres again. It allows us that opportunity to really be able to kind of learn through that osmosis, build that coaching in real time, because the 5 minutes after the meeting can be the most valuable thing. And so we really love tapping into those opportunities to help the next generation.
And I'll just add, as you said, sort of the next generation of creative leadership with all that growth we mentioned, we've been able to promote 4 GCDs in the last 2 months. So really excited to have sort of that next generation of leaders under Juliana, and excited to continue to grow with them.
Love it. So I think that's a good place to stop.
All right.
All
Allie
right.
and Jeff, everybody.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you
Coming
very
on.
much.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks.